So episode 10, we finally hit double digits.
We did.
10 episodes. I felt like we just started. We probably have more episodes if there was actually sports going on.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
We picked a very shitty time to start a sports podcast.
But at the same time, I felt like we've done a pretty good job of finding stuff to talk about, and there's nothing to talk about more so than I thought it was. And our last episode actually was about sports, about the Tiger King. So,
yeah.
Also, congrats to both of you. We finally had our first video hit 1,500 views.
Ooh.
Excellent.
It's actually up over 1,700 now, so might not mean shit to some people, but I'm pretty proud of it. I'll take
I
it.
get that 2K.
Yeah. So, speaking of sports, there was some good news today.
There was.
Some very good news.
Yeah, PGA Tour is returning in June without fans. I think it's at Colonial. Is that correct?
Yes.
In Dallas?
Yeah. I have the schedule up here on my phone. It's obviously getting dense. I was actually listening to a podcast today, and they said some of these smaller tournaments, such as the John Deere, which usually doesn't have a lot of big names,
Explode.
is probably going to have a ton of big names in it.
Yeah, there is some silver lining in all this, I guess.
Especially when you see the scores that they shoot there. I mean, the winner's usually in the 20s.
I wonder if they'll get a better field, too.
I would assume so.
Because normally John Deere is the week before the Open, and they're not having the Open. So.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, and that's what I'm wondering. Because obviously, like the John Deere, usually the winner's automatically in the Open if they're not already in.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I didn't read, or I don't know if they said anything, if some of those tournaments still mean they're automatically in that tournament, in the major.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I haven't seen any details on that.
I didn't read the fine print of, the Open's canceled for this year, which I thought was a money-hungry move. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I know there was, like you and I talked about, there was like some compound effect of like tournaments canceling, so they're trying to squeeze the schedule.
Yeah.
I just feel like it was a little tight. If they would have just stayed in July, I don't know. There was some insurance money to be collected there. I think around $34 million to be exact, but it is.
Yeah, and even I'm glad they moved some of the bigger tournaments that were left to. I think the Memorial took over where the U.S. Open would have been in that time slot.
Okay.
So I'm kind of glad they moved some of the bigger tournaments in to where the majors would have been.
I think once they get going, we'll find out more about what this means for Ryder Cup points. What happens in the majors in the fall? Like if in Augusta, what does that mean for the following year? Because it's technically for the season, even though that tournament I believe will be played after the official season's over.
Yeah, because even I think they said the tour. I'm going to get this wrong. One of these tournaments is the first official tournament of the next season is actually prior to one of the other bigger tournaments happening, I think.
Well, isn't the Masters after Ryder Cup?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's one of them, obviously.
Yeah,
because I think the Safeway is like the first week of September, maybe, which is the opening of the new season. So,
yeah, it's gonna be odd until they get back on track next year.
Yeah, it's still very condensed. And I saw I think the Greenbrier is officially done. It is no longer a stop on the PGA Tour.
Really?
Which I thought was interesting. 10 years.
They always got some support from like Bubba and Phil. I think they have, houses there or whatever. I know Bubba does. That's kind of
I saw that one's completely done off the schedule. So
they did struggle a couple years ago. They had all that flooding.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That sucks, man. You don't want to see that happen at all. You want to see it grow, not.
Yeah.
So, as you guys know, I did a roundtable earlier this week.
Yep.
Monday night, and thanks for the invite, fantasy counselor. But we got an invite. It's how we got the invite's kind of was a story, but basically, I think there was like 25, 28 people in there. The topic was, do you think NFL season is going to happen? It was a good discussion. He posted the video. He gave everybody who wanted to talk a chance to talk. So I hopped on, gave us a shout out, gave my opinion. It was a good time. There was a couple people in there I thought were in there just kind of like just to be trolls and kind of be douchey for lack of better words. But for the most part, there were some guys that had, some good thoughts. One guy mentioned, I haven't heard this. I tried looking it up and I couldn't find it. He said on Monday that they announced that NFL team facilities were open and they could open if everybody could open. There was, because you couldn't have an advantage.
If say obviously New York, if New York does not open anything until say July 20th and they're the only state left, no other football team can open anything because the Bills couldn't open.
Correct.
So yeah, as long as if one team could not open facilities, then no team could.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was a good time though.
It seemed like a good discussion. I watched bits and pieces of it.
Yeah. Aside from the couple kids who were just clearly there to try to like ruin it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I liked your shout out to I think it was the Jets kid who left the room by the time you talked.
He did. He was kidding there. He was like, so he had these people and they were called influencers. He called them. And I think they're people he's worked with in the past. Most of them were pretty specific to a team. A couple of guys were from the Niners. One guy was the Cowboys. He had the one kid that was from I believe the Jets. And he was asking him about the Jets. And then I was talking and I mentioned something about the Bills. And I said, by the way, I have the Jets over the Pats, and the Pats finished in third in the division. So shout out to you, Jet Central. He wasn't even in the room. He like looked down. He was like gone off the camera. So I sent him like a private message. I'm like, I shouted you out. You left the room. He's like, sorry about that. I appreciate it. But like, I literally gave you props. Of course, I went back and watched the video. There was one kid in there that clearly wears the you can beat me up and my dad's going to sue you on Monday outfit. He was a Pats fan. And I went back and watched the video and I was like, I got the Jets over the Pats. And he was like,
was he the one?
Like he just touched poop with his Christmas tree up.
Did he have the Patriots flag behind him?
No, he had the Christmas tree up, the white Christmas tree.
Oh, I'll have to look back again.
So, but yeah, it was a good time. I'd do it again if you wanted to. To stay on football, my big announcement is we are live streaming the draft. Since Roger Goodell's going to announce picks from his basement, I'm going to announce picks from my basement. And I am way cooler than Roger Goodell, and so is Russ, and so is Adam. So we will be live streaming from here, the picks. And I hope people come, man. I'd love to see some open discussion. We'll have this set up like a war room, and we'll have the picks. They'll be a little delayed from what the actual pick is because we need the pick to communicate it. But the way we communicate, it's going to be a shitload better than Roger Goodell. So just throwing that out there. So I'm looking forward to that. I got some plans and been trying to set that up for the last like week. So be sure to tune in.
Yeah.
There'll be pizza. There'll be beer.
I like it.
Unfortunately, the Bills don't have a pick in the first round.
No, they don't.
So
they got your boy Stefan.
They do.
It's a hell of a first round pick.
Yeah. So I will, depending on how it goes, maybe I'll do the second round or just, well, we'll see. I'm going to start with the first round and just stick to that.
Yep.
More football news. We all kind of predicted this, but didn't think this is how it was going to happen. The XFL's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not reopening.
Yeah, I think that's a – go ahead, Russ.
I didn't watch a single play of the XFL. I will say that. I don't know why. It just did not pique my interest at all.
Yeah. I thought, obviously once this all happened, I think they were going to end. But obviously I know there's been a lot of stories about even minor league baseball, hockey teams that don't think they're going to be able to stay afloat after this. So I'm not surprised XFL, and it was probably smart for them to shut it down now versus keep dragging on and waiting. So
there was a kid in that round table. He was actually disappointed. He was like, I went to the home opener in Florida, man. It was a good time.
Really?
Yep. There's also a kid in there who had the coronavirus, and he gotten over it.
Really?
Yeah. He just said
That's interesting.
I was all right. He goes, I was meh for a few days.
Yeah, I think once you're a committed fan to one of the major sports leagues, it's hard to get into a secondary, I don't know, I guess what feels like a circus show in my opinion. So like I say, not that I wanted to see it fail, but I really didn't have any interest in even watching it start.
I think it was just our prediction. Like,
yeah,
it didn't happen once. How was it going to happen again?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I don't know. Wasn't totally shocked. I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah.
But, we'll stay with football.
All right.
A couple teams got some new jerseys. So I want to hear you guys' opinion on these because I think they're awful. One's awful.
Okay.
Atlanta.
Okay.
Cleveland. The hype. Myles Garrett tweeted, he was like, can't wait for tomorrow. Then they revealed the jerseys, I think, today or yesterday. I'm like, how do you change the jerseys up if you're the Browns?
Yeah. So I didn't even think about the Browns.
They went to shit green brown.
The dad joke.
I don't know what shit green brown is, but yeah, when you said two, I was thinking Atlanta and the Bucks because they kind of revealed theirs at the same time.
I forgot about that.
I did see, just to stay on that point, the Browns. I agree. The Browns have such a simple, classic jersey that I guess I wouldn't have even known they changed it if I saw it.
So
it's kind of like the Yankees. Like if the Yankees remodeled their jersey, they're going to make such a small tweak to it that do you even really notice?
I'm looking at this. I wouldn't even.
Can't tell the difference.
What did they change? No.
Yeah. If we had gone into next season, I didn't know they had new uniforms. I wouldn't have known they were different.
The only thing I noticed for the Browns was the jerseys they wore last year. They were brown and the number was orange. They went back to the old school brown, white. And I watched a video with the equipment manager today. He was all like pumped about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like they have an alternate that still has the all brown shirt and pants and then orange letters still.
Yes, that's like their color rush. And the only thing he kept bringing up was it's a Nike jersey. It's the style and the model of the jersey is the same style as the color rush they were wearing last year, but now they're all like the same style. So I kept trying to watch this video. This equipment manager getting all pumped. He's like, it's so great, man. And we got some new piping and the striping's there. I'm like, I don't see anything. Like you're the Cleveland Browns. I see a brown jersey.
Right. Yeah. Now I'll say I tend in all sports, I tend to favor the classic old school, simple jerseys, simple stripes. So I really like the Browns jerseys, uniforms, I should say. I just don't see a major difference to make a big deal out of it, which we then go to the other side of the coin. As we mentioned, the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Atlanta Falcons both released new uniform sets because there's about 6 or 7 of them each. And I think that's a prime example where I think the Bucks have a classic, the new ones they just released have a classic, simple block letter font to them. And I think they look good for a sports uniform in general.
I forgot they released them. I saw a glimpse of them. They showed it on TV with a Brady jersey. I was hoping they'd go back to that sherbet orange and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they need to go back to.
Whereas, like, for comparison, Atlanta, they tried to go with, like, a new school font on the numbers. It says ATL instead of Atlanta or Falcons. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that.
Looks like the
kind of
longest
stuff.
Yard.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a picture of Matt Ryan. It's definitely the longest
See
yard.
the video, the tweet from the Carolina Panthers?
No.
There's supposed to be a guy at his like table, like watching the reveal. And then like he cuts away and opens the door and it's Adam Sandler standing there in his black uniform for the longest yard.
Yeah, it looks like it. I want to go back to those old school Dirty Bird, Jamal Anderson.
Yeah. Yeah, the Dion days.
Oh,
yeah.
But like the picture I saw had, I don't know, there were like 7 or 8 Atlanta uniforms, all the different combos they'll wear this year. And like I said, about 6 of them were this new school font. The one all the way on the right of the picture looked like some sort of a throwback type uniform.
classic.
With the old school block lettering. And to me, that one by far looked the best out of all the new uniforms. So I don't know.
I'm on board with you.
Yeah.
I don't like the new Falcons uniforms.
Yeah. And then they've got
Go
ahead.
I think the colors. I like the colors on them, but yeah, the font and everything is.
Yeah, I have no issue with the colors, the color combinations, anything like that. I just don't. it's the fonts and stuff that kill.
The only one I don't like is the color rush. It's like red. It pixelates into black.
It like fades. This pixely fade on the jersey. To me, just wear a red top and black pants.
I'm gonna get dizzy watching
it. Like why what's the need to have that fade a foot higher?
Like I said to Russ,
money.
Yeah, like I said to Russ, I'll take for the Bills. I would like to see the Bills go to a red jersey as one of the primaries, and maybe the blue is their alternate.
I want them to go back to the Jim Kelly days with the red helmet with the logo on it.
Yep,
but I wouldn't hate that either.
Yeah, no,
I think those helmets are not, and I love the white helmet with the old school buffalo on it.
Me too.
Yep.
I do like that.
And again, all those uniforms are simple, a solid color, simple stripes. I mean that's what I like in a jersey. Uniform in general, I should say.
Yeah, unless you're the Oregon Ducks, some Nike's in town making your stuff, it's hard to change it up.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's why everybody's getting these new jerseys, more money.
Yeah,
especially now. I think it's a key time for them. Hey, what if the season does get delayed by 2 months? You know, if we put new jerseys out, we're gonna make more money right now. So
yeah, I've had enough football. You guys got anything else? I'm saving my football for Thursday night.
Shout out to Christian McCaffrey.
We had one more.
Oh yeah, we got McCaffrey, who made Le'Veon Bell money. I want to hear about this.
I think it's worth it, and I like he only got 4 years, right? He got
yeah.
So I think 4 years is good.
Yeah,
for running back, especially for him, he carries a heavy load.
Yeah,
I mean he had to be a large percentage of their total offense last year.
And unless they do something crazy in the draft, he's going to be carrying a ton again this year.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken,
running.
I think he might have been their leading receiver.
He was.
Yeah, he was. Which is another reason why he won't decline as quickly, because a lot of his yardage does come from catching the ball instead of trying to run through the line.
True.
Keeps him a little healthier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Similar to very similar style play to Alvin Kamara in New Orleans, which I think he's probably drooling over his next contract now that he had a less than stellar year last year compared to the prior year. Yeah.
So he's got to have a good year this year to get some decent money.
Yep.
So overall, I don't have any problem with McCaffrey getting.
He was totally worth it. I didn't think Bell was worth it.
No.
He had what, maybe 2 good years in Pittsburgh, but.
And then Connor came in and put up better numbers than Bell.
Yeah.
He had more yards per carry. He had more total yards. Yeah. And then it's funny, the Bell literally sat out a year because he wanted the money. And correct me if I'm wrong again. Didn't Bell take a contract for less guaranteed than what he wanted, or what if he would have franchise tag by like a couple million?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think the franchise was like
14?
18 or 19. I thought it was like 18 or something like that. But he ended up getting 14 or 15, right? I think he had 5 years for whatever it was.
And then he had a less than stellar year last year.
Yeah. He was on the JETS suck.
That escalated quickly. How do you feel about the Jets this year, Adam?
I already told you. 3rd.
I got him over the Pats, man. I do. I don't know.
Belichick's still there.
I think that's still. I got to know who's starting quarterback for the Patriots before we.
Let's talk about this, because if you walk, I'm so glad you brought this up. So, one of the Pats kids in the call the other night, he was so eager to talk, so much so that somebody else is like, "Hey, I think that guy wants to say something." So he unmutes him in the call. I'm pretty sure they were in the same house. So the guy unmutes him. He's like, "I just want to say that Jason Stidham's going to be the next GOAT. He's going to be the best quarterback since Tom Brady, and I'm calling it now." I think the guy from the Cowboys fell out of his chair. I almost fell out of the chair. Good thing the wall was there. I'm like, who is this kid?
Yeah.
Are you looking for attention? You really, truly believe that?
Really. So I guess I'm sure you guys know from my predictions, but to clarify, if they stick with what's his name?
Is it Stidham?
Okay. If they stick with him, then I think they're.
We don't even know what his fucking name is, and we're like, he's gonna be the greatest of all time.
Then they will be on the struggle bus. If they go out and make my bold prediction true and bring Cam Newton in, then I think it's a different story.
I think Cam's a real possibility.
Yeah.
And I think the reason Cam is not signed right now is because of the virus stuff going on.
I 100% agree with that.
Because they can't do physicals and they can't do all this. He can't travel, can't meet with teams. So
I think that's holding up a lot. That shredded body from Jameis Winston he's posting all over?
Dude, I saw that half-ass workout of him dodging blockers with a body bag.
Yeah. Hey.
It does. You can't argue that like the three of us couldn't get together and do that. Hang a trash bag full of garbage from the ceiling and push it at each other. Dodge out of the way.
Trash bag would actually move faster because that thing's actually pretty heavy.
Yeah.
I think I could do it with a 12-pack in me.
Maybe we give it a shot.
If he finds a team, let's get in real time and see his decision making and where those passes are thrown to. That's going to be the X factor for him.
Like I said before, I mean, the guy had eye surgery, but you have to at that point. You got to have some sort of. If I threw 30 interceptions, I'm having eye surgery. That's got to make it. Yeah, I needed eye surgery, so that's why I threw. I just bad reads too, just half of them. But yeah, Pat's third. That is Stidham. Not the next best quarterback.
No. So all right, let's say Cam Newton goes to New England. Adam, where do you see Jameis Winston realistically ending up? And is it in a starting role?
Tennessee. I think they bring him in for cheap, and obviously they paid Tannehill. So
he's paid Tannehill a shitload of money.
That throws a wrench in it. Or do Dolphins? Do they stay in Florida? And do the Dolphins sign him? He could fight for with Fitzpatrick, I guess, but
to me
because obviously Rosen's out. So
Dolphins need a quarterback.
I was to say that could depend on the draft too with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins are going to take Tua, which could be risky, but we'll get into that in our next podcast.
Sounds like we're on the same page for that, though.
Yeah, yeah, I could see him going to Miami. I don't know about Tennessee. I mean, they just paid Fitzpatrick to throw for 300 yards in the playoffs for 3 games. No, I don't know if I could have done that if they want to pay me half the money they gave him. I'd be good.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that'd be good. I'd retire, play golf and cornhole the rest of my life.
I'd go throw 30. Half mil.
Seriously. I'll throw 30 and then do your first interview after me like, I'm going to be the greatest quarterback ever.
If they want, I'll do it in like 2 games.
Yeah.
Dude, I got to have in my contract, though, shotgun every play. I'm not hopping under center.
Yep.
All right, now we're really done with football. So we'll talk about basketball. Ish. Did you guys watch any of the NBA 2K tournament at all?
I watched maybe 20 minutes of it.
I mean, Big Dick Book.
That's more than I did.
See, I couldn't even told you.
Right.
Yeah, so Big Dick Book, which he's a big time gamer, actually, by the way. So that doesn't surprise me. But
I watched.
The only reason I saw was on the bottom line there.
Yep.
I watched the first half of Montrezl Harrell and Bogdanovich from Indy.
I bet you I watched like 4 or 5 of the games total.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to tell you, it was actually more entertaining than that horse tournament they put on TV the other day. What was that?
Ironically, I'm looking over your shoulder. That's on the TV right now. The horse thing.
Awful.
Dude, I don't know who I saw. I flipped on for maybe 73 seconds. But Chris Paul.
That was so specific.
That's an odd number.
That it's a lie.
Chris Paul was playing. I think it was Chris Paul playing some girl.
Allie Quigley. She's playing her right now.
Yeah, and I think I watched him each shoot like 2 times, and I was like, "Yeah, I can't."
Chris Paul lose.
This is terrible.
Right wing, bank off, left foot.
Chris Paul's got a pretty decent court, and some of these guys have some pretty decent outdoor courts.
I think
my man Mike Conley, dude.
Courts.
Mike Conley had like a rec center in his house.
Really?
Did you see this?
I think it was more to show off their houses than anything.
Yeah, most of these guys were outside. It was kind of cool out in most places. They were wearing hoodies and stuff. Look up Mike Conley. Dude's got a rec center in his house.
Dude, so I was like looking up. I tried to find ratings. I couldn't find anything on the horse tournament, but the 2K, it looked like quickly it was like 600,000 people viewing it per game, roughly.
The
what they
2K
thought.
tournament?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, so I looked up some of the other things that obviously went on. iRacing had over 1 million viewers the past 2 weeks, each week. And then, obviously, the replaying of the 2019 Masters was actually up 41% from the live coverage a year ago.
I cried
The
again.
replay was.
Yeah,
Dude, it was. I watched the whole thing again.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. That
was, I remember specifically things I said while watching it last year to you in the living room. Like when Molinari come down 15.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this ball's wet. And he hit the tree and it went in the pond.
I mean, obviously it's easy to say afterwards. And obviously the 15th hole is late in the round. But I mean, that's where that whole tournament was won right there.
Yeah.
When Tiger put it on in 2, had the eagle putt, and then Molinari couldn't get out of the trees and eventually the water. Yeah, that was
still don't hate it.
They said they had like 37 million viewers for the replay this past weekend, which is unbelievable. And I tried to find because Saturday was the 04 with Phil, and I couldn't find any ratings for that one. But yeah, they said the replay of it was 41% higher than the actual live coverage last year. And obviously last year's was played in the morning, which was obviously a little different. I hope he watched it.
I don't know why he hates the guy.
Yeah,
I don't know
either.
You know what surprised me? So actually, before I get to this, is my buddy was watching it. So they were on vacation last year when it was going on, so he didn't get to watch a ton of it. So he was rewatching it, and he texted me. He's like, it's a good thing Tiger won this because Molinari was choked, unbelievable. It was just a monster choke. But if Tiger doesn't win that, how big of a choke is it for Molinari? He's probably talked about a lot more. Because Tiger won, I think what's that?
Yeah, probably. You're probably right on that.
Your buddy, you said he was on vacation.
Yeah.
Was he like family vacation with the wife?
Yeah, I think they were on a family vacation.
Is he still married?
He is.
I just want to know who goes on vacation Masters week. Who does that?
He's a teacher. He had to go spring break.
Tough shit. We're staying home, honey. The Masters is on.
You can still sit in a condo in some other state and watch the Masters.
I was actually making plans this year to not have Easter dinner. I was going to try to get. The plan was to ask my parents to do it, and Allie's parents to do an Easter brunch or breakfast, and then kick everybody out unless you were staying to watch the Masters.
I know it's extremely weird, but I'm oddly excited for Masters in November. I think it's going to be a different look down there. The course will probably play differently. You're going to see players at the end of the season, hopefully the end of a majority of a season.
Yep.
You know, what's their mental state going to be like? I think it's actually going to be a pretty exciting tournament.
Will the course play any different, you think? Or
I think it might play quicker.
It's Augusta.
It'll play quicker.
I think it'll be baked out from the summer.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a little quicker. Did you see Rory's comment? He said this could be the Masters he wins because it doesn't feel like the normal Masters.
Right.
Which brought back the question to me, like, if I'm in those, hold on, don't get me wrong. If I win the Masters and it's in November, I'm wearing that green jacket. I'm only wearing that green jacket. I'm walking around naked with a green jacket on.
But you only get it for 6 months, not a year.
Ooh. But at the same time, it's like there would be
you still get your jacket forever, though.
Yeah. There's still a part of me.
You got to give it back, though, right?
Yeah.
And then you can take it back out.
There's still a part of me though that thinks if I were that guy that won it in November, I'd be like, all right, that's cool, I won it. But I want to win it on traditional Masters week in April. I don't know why.
I mean, I don't know. I think knowing Augusta National, the golf club, like they're going to make sure that course, the atmosphere, everything is as similar as it can possibly be.
Yeah.
At least for me as a fan, I won't view whoever wins it this year as being any
different,
less prestigious than any other.
I don't either. It would just be like a personal thing. Like, I don't want to win it. It was an odd year.
Right.
So I got two questions. Well, one question and one. So obviously during the replay, I was shocked that when Nance asked Tiger how many hole-in-ones he's had, because he almost aced it there on 16.
Yeah.
And he said 20 total, but he's only had one since 2000. I thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
That is not.
And the one he had since was like with his son and a couple of buddies like 2 years ago, just out playing.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it. I heard that too live when they asked him that. And to me, there's a lot of a hole-in-one is lucky because the difference in skill that it takes to hit a hole-in-one on a par 3 versus hitting it in a 5-foot radius around the hole, there's no skill difference there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's at that point, it's just the luck of the bounce of whether it goes in.
Whether it goes in.
Because I'm sure, I guess you could probably look this up, but how many times on a par 3 has Tiger Woods stuck it to within 5 feet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
And to me, the skill of doing that versus the skill of it going in for hole-in-one is nothing. There's no difference there.
When you think about, was it 2 years ago, Oosthuizen on 16, didn't he hit, I think it was Oosthuizen, hit somebody else's ball and his ball still went in.
Yeah.
It was like 2 3 years ago.
This might have been more like 10 years ago. There were back-to-back groups on 16 at Augusta that had holes in one.
I think that was
Podrick was the first one, and then the second one was a name I didn't recognize. Actually, I saw that.
I think it was Triplet. I think it was Kirk Triplet.
Yes. Yep.
Because I think that was the 04 one. I don't know. Well, I don't know if it was during the 04 one or they showed it a replay of it during the coverage of the 04 one. But I saw that Saturday.
That is the hole to do it on too.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, always on Sunday because
the Sunday pin that's back left off the slope.
It's there on purpose.
I'm surprised there aren't, 3 of them every year.
That's there on purpose because it's Masters Sunday.
Yeah.
The toughest pin on that course, on that hole, is top right.
The short right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So another question for you, and I was listening to Foreplay this morning, and somebody sent them a question. How much of a lead would you need Masters Sunday with 3 holes to play to say, yep, I've got this in the bag?
3 holes to play?
Yeah, 16, 17, 18.
Me or?
Yes. No, yes, you.
Me at my skill set.
Correct.
I want 3 so I can bogey the last 3.
So, because I was thinking that too, but I feel like 16, if you leave it up on top and then if you leave it up on top and you 3-putt, you still bogey. But
I was going to say 16, as long as you hit the green, you should walk away with no worse than a bogey. Even any of the 3 of us.
Right.
Yep.
Even if you do end up way up top or something. So I'll take a bogey there. But it's also a very birdieable hole for whoever's following me.
Right. Well, no, you're the last group. So you're in the last group.
I just want 3 shots.
Right. I'm in the last group, but I'm playing with somebody.
Well, yeah. But
I want 2 to 3 shots.
What do you need to feel comfortable?
I'll take a bogey there and hope my opponent does no worse than a par. So I'll need a stroke there. 17. I don't know. It's probably a similar situation. I'm going to say 4. I'm going to assume my bogey the last 3, and I'm going to why not throw another one in there for good measure.
That's what I was thinking 4 or 5.
I need a 4-stroke lead.
That alley coming off the 18th tee is tight.
Yeah. If one of us hits one real horrible and hits those trees or something, then it's probably over right there. And it doesn't matter if you like that hole. For me personally, that hole is probably a 4 or 5 or a 12.
If I stepped on that tee and I got a 2-shot lead, if I step on that tee, I got a 2-shot lead. I'm hitting 4 iron.
Yeah.
4 iron, and I'm going to wedge it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know what the distance is to those 2 bunkers, but if you get it in that first bunker, like you are not getting to the green, and then you're in jeopardy of either leaving it at that bunker in front of you or the bunker by the green.
Yeah.
Remember Lucas Glover did it in the U.S. Open one year?
Yeah.
He had like a couple shot lead, and he got the last hole. It's like guys were hitting driver 3 woods, pulls out like an iron.
Yeah.
Just hits it out there.
Yeah.
I'll take the 5 and I'll walk home, which Phil should have done at one point, but he decided to hit driver. You're welcome, Ogilvy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with never being in a scenario like that with a couple 100,000 people watching me, that's a whole nother factor. I'm gonna want at least a 4-shot lead stepping on the 16th tee box.
18 sets up for you. Get the Polish cut out there.
Yeah, that's right. 17 is not bad. I think the green is the issue on 17.
All right, how many do you need then?
I'm gonna say 5 to say I've got it in the bag.
All right, so to expand this a little bit, because I think 15 is the harder hole. So if you need 5 on the 16th tee box, what are you shooting on the 15th hole?
I think I can do no worse than bogey there. For me, it's a tee shot and a layup. No matter.
It's a 3-shot hole. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to get over that in 2. So because I'm not trying to go. I'm not gonna hit a 3-wood second shot and leave it over that green.
Are you taking into consideration you'll probably shit your pants at some point playing the last 2 holes?
Well, that's where you step in the woods real quick on 15.
That would not be the day for you to wear your white shorts.
Yeah, don't wear white. All black day. You want to see you slide through that shit, or you want to see him shit your pants? I can hear Jim Nance now. It's 90 degrees in Georgia. We got a guy wearing all black. This.
Yeah, I thought that'd be interesting how you would play that coming down.
Yeah, I think 2 to 3.
Because I think the 15th green isn't tough. It's just getting to the green. Obviously, we've seen a lot of blow. What Sergio had a 12 on that hole.
It's because Sergio let his ego get in the way.
Yes. Well, that's true.
He kept trying to hit the same spinning wedge shot instead of just getting it over there.
Yeah.
He'd been better off dropping and putting it in the bunker right of the green.
Yeah. Well, and even I think ESPN, I think it was 2013. It was the one Adam Scott won in the playoff against Cabrera. I had forgot that was the year that Tiger hit the pin, and then it went back in the water on 15, and then he had to drop, and then someone called in and said he illegally dropped.
Don't go down that rabbit hole with me. They don't do that anymore.
I'm so glad that stuff's over.
Do not go down that rabbit hole with me, because I will probably drive to someone's house and throat punch whoever's ever called into a PGA Tour tournament.
He would have 16 right now because he was only 3 out, and he would have.
It definitely changed the tournament for sure.
Well, even if he doesn't hit that flag stick, he's birdieing.
Yeah,
it's a 4-shot swing right there. So
that's where he definitely went wrong. Was he got boned with a bad bounce, like you said?
Yeah,
skill level to hole it out to 5 feet. I mean, it's about the same, and he hit a good shot in there. That thing goes 2 centimeters right.
Yeah,
I'm like check twice, spin back, go in.
Yep.
I don't know. I'd stand up on 15, my second tee shot. I'd yell 4 right before I hit it and just blast it right into the grandstand. Just take the drop and chip it on.
Yeah. So even rewatching that replay, because Molinari was right in the trees off his tee shot. I don't know why he tried to punch that so far down there.
I don't know, but I remember his third shot on TV. It looked like he wasn't in trouble that bad.
Yeah. Right.
But I remember before he hit it, I said to Russ, this thing's going in the water.
Yeah. I think it was sitting up more than he realized, because he hit it high on the face, which is why it came out high and hit the tree, because you could see that pine cone fall, which is how they determined it hit the tree. I think if that ball was sitting down another half inch, he makes better contact and is on the green.
If somebody would have filmed that dance I did after that, it would have went viral.
Yeah, because if you think about that, you can't play that shot low. If you play that low and it hits before the green, that thing is back in the water. So you've got to land that on the green. So I think he had to play it obviously a little higher, but I'm guessing he didn't expect it to go 60 feet in the air from there, from 50 yards.
Yeah.
And then he dropped. He went in the water, dropped, and then almost spun the next one back into the water too. It stopped on the bank halfway down, which I couldn't believe it stopped there.
I was out there with my broom. The thing was coming off the green.
Yeah, and I think that goes to show the intelligence of Tiger, because I think even during the broadcast he said, and I remember him saying this after the tournament last year, is coming down 11. He had hit his second shot on 11. He put it up on the green there, but then he watched Brooks and it was Cantlay, right? No, I don't know who, Brooks and whoever was in front of him, both put it in the water. And he watched their shots, and he said there's obviously a lot more wind up there than they think.
On 12.
Yeah, right. He was coming down 11, but he was watching the tee shots on 12.
If you're on
most guys are
green,
focused on.
Yeah, if you're on 11 green and you don't turn around and watch tee shots,
yeah,
they should kick you off tour.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, that's
right.
We all do that. I'm sure in tournaments is you pay attention. Like if there's a downtime and you're on a hole and you look over, you check out a pin location that you might not be able to see the green, or you watch a couple people hit some tee shots on a par 3 or how it's coming in and how it's playing.
Yeah.
How's that green reacting? So if you're not doing that on 12,
I see.
Find your master's invite next time.
And Kyle, you've obviously seen this a lot, is even at the country club, like during best ball. Like you get, I've played with a couple of people so far, and they get on the 7th tee, and they're like, "Oh, I wonder if where that pin is." It's like it's right next to the putting green. How didn't you look at it before you teed off?
7 and 3. You look at 3 when you're driving into the place.
Yep. Exactly.
Or driving off 1 tee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drinking strawberry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Those are things you have to do, but
yeah. So yeah, it was interesting to rewatch that, but it does. Like I said, I'm oddly excited for a November's Masters. See what it's like.
When's the U.S. Open? You got the dates?
September.
Well, it's close.
It's whatever the 17th or whatever. It's whatever the weekend the best ball could get moved to.
Oh,
and then the PGA Championship
is August.
They moved that to August, which used to be the normal time for it, but
right.
Because I thought because initially they were going to go from Harding Park in San Fran, which is the PGA this year.
Yep.
To over to the British Open, and I'm like, dude, that's crazy.
PGA
to go from
PGA is August 6th to the 9th. U.S. Open is September 17th to the 20th. The Ryder Cup would be the next week.
After the PGA?
After the U.S. Open.
After U.S. Open.
Oh, after the U.S.
PGA
Open.
in August, U.S. Open September 17th to 20th, Ryder Cup September 25th to 27th, then the Masters November 12th to 15th. That's interesting. U.S. Open and Ryder Cup back-to-back weekends.
It is. It's
definitely
unusual, but at the same time, they're not playing a full schedule this year.
Right. Yeah.
So no complaints about being tired. By the way, Matt James, if you need a caddy, things have changed. You need a caddy.
Yeah, because
I'm your guy, dude. I got vacation to use now.
Yeah, because that's the funny part. The Tour Championship is the 31st through the 7th of September. So the Tour Championship is prior to the U.S. Open.
And the Masters, yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's funny, man. I'm going to have a kid in October, and they're going to be like, we haven't seen you. Where you been? You have a kid? I'm like, no, I'm watching golf. A ton of golf on. What have you been doing? Watching golf.
Huh.
Yeah, so two of the bigger tournaments are going to happen after the Tour Championship.
So how do they – is that just the Tour Championship tournament, or are they still having the full FedEx Cup
they're
with a $10 million prize?
Full FedEx Cup.
That's going to be a weird race to that.
All they did was move that back a week. Each of those playoff tournaments got moved back a week.
So at that point, you're just having majors to have majors.
Yeah.
To hand out that trophy and have that prestige. And it doesn't have anything to do with FedEx Cup points.
There's no points or anything like that.
Yeah. Huh. Which I'd rather see happen than not happen at all. So I'm not.
Yeah, so there's 14 tournaments total, including the playoffs. 11 tournaments prior to. So think about the guys that haven't played many tournaments yet. And then there's those guys that have played, the guys that usually play in those, the California Swing, Hawaii, all those tournaments.
There's going to be a lot of
points wrapped up.
There's going to be a lot of lesser known guys that, get in on qualifiers and stuff that aren't going to get in this year because you're going to have all your normal heavy hitters from the tour.
They're going to
playing a much heavier schedule this year.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you guys think the percentage is that this actually happens starting June 8th?
The tour?
Yeah.
I think 100%.
I think it will.
It's got to happen, actually. I mean,
starting that week.
Yeah, I think we're really close to a point where if we don't get back to some normalcy, we got bigger issues than a virus. But that's just me. I mean,
I think because they said the first 4 events will be without fans.
Yep.
So I think when you combine that with, I don't think they would have announced it if they weren't nearly 100% confident it would happen. If they had any doubt or if it was 50-50, they would have waited another month or something to announce anything.
We got other sports trying to make a return. We've got not that I care, but WWE got ruled an essential business. They're allowed to do shows now.
In Florida, right?
Yeah, and
Only
then
in Florida.
kind of to transition in the next, Dana White is saying, I mean, he tried to have the card. He got enough pushback where he didn't have it, but apparently the card is happening May 9th. Now, I don't know if this is happening. I actually read that it's happening in Vegas at their Apex facility, which is their private facility, is what I've read. But
so I tried to read up on, and I couldn't find much on like what Nevada has been doing, what their quarantine situation is. But I know they've had. I think it said they were like the 15th in the U.S. with number of cases. So I was curious.
I don't want to go on the coronavirus path, but
well, yeah,
no, I definitely am one of those people that don't believe the numbers right now because for other reasons. But I mean, I think it could happen in Apex, and then of course, I guess what the topic I was going to say is he announced Fight Island. Did you guys hear about this?
Yeah, he was trying to secure his own private island.
Apparently, he's still trying to, or it's happening, is what he's saying. I have a lot of questions about that.
I think everyone does.
That neither one of you can answer. It has to happen before me to get my answers, because what do you do with athletic commissions, referees?
What's on this island?
Yeah, just an octagon?
Is it? Yeah.
Did they rent it from the TV show Survivor?
Right. I mean, is there an arena? Is there a hotel? You got to bring your own tent if you want to fight and camp out somewhere.
Guys, we didn't get gloves.
No training camp. You got to swim. You got to swim to the island. That's your workout.
That's the thing is, like, a lot of these guys are still training. So
yeah.
Keep in mind too that, again, not going down the coronavirus path, but we live in New York. Not New York City. We live in New York, but we feel the wrath of, the focus has always been New York City before this, whether it be, anything. Most states are just kind of like, I was watching Pat McAfee the other day. He had a guy call in who lived out west. He's like, "Are you guys literally just not quarantined?" He's like, "Nah, we're good, man." He's like, "I'm out playing golf right now." So,
yeah.
I didn't realize the numbers were so high with that. I think there was 28 states or something that golf is not happening in at all. I didn't realize the number was that high.
I know it's happening in South Carolina right now because Robbie posted a picture of him out playing the other day.
So I'm looking at the May 9th card. Do you think he put so many big fights on there in case there's like 3 or 4 people that can't fight?
There was. I don't think that was the plan. I think it was just some of those were supposed to be fights in general.
Right.
And then some of them where he wanted to do a card, and there was a lot of guys that stepped up and said, "I'll fight if you need me to fight." Yeah. So that's why they're on the card.
Yeah, I think that card's been pretty big since before the issues, before it started getting shut down or put in question. It's been a pretty big card all along.
Yeah, because there's 3 title fights, and then there's, to me, obviously I'm not a big UFC guy, but there's probably 5 or 6 really good matchups.
We got Cowboy. Cowboy wasn't on that card. It was supposed to happen a couple weeks ago. Cowboy's going to fight Pettis. That's the rumor.
Okay.
Yep. And that's what's on here.
Gaethje and Ferguson.
Yep.
You got Nagano fighting.
Nagano.
Rose is not on that card, correct? She's back. Rose.
No. Nunez fighting, title fight.
Yeah, I think that wasn't supposed to happen, was it?
No. The co-main event or whatever was supposed to be Rose. I don't remember who she was fighting.
That's it might have been Andre, but had a rematch.
Yep.
Cejudo and Cruz.
Which, by the way, I don't like.
Dom Cruz?
Yes. I don't like that matchup. There was other guys who would have taken that fight. I mean, nothing against Cruz, but Cruz hasn't fought in like 2.5 years.
I was just going to say, when was his last fight?
Been like 2.5 years.
He's another one that's really good at the ringside announcing.
Yeah.
I don't know why he would want to risk all these injuries anymore. Yeah,
he's a smart guy when it comes to
smart, well-spoken guy. He can make probably just as much money doing that for the UFC.
Cejudo wants the easy fight, though. There's some guys out there that I don't think he wants to dance with. Peter Yan being one of them. He's kind of late in his age, but I think Faber would be a problem for him.
Yeah,
because if that went to the ground, and then the other one is, if he's made the adjustments, but Cody Garbrandt said, "I'll fight you anytime, anywhere." It just depends on what Cody shows up. So
Cody's a hell of a fighter, just proving he has no chin. As soon as he takes a couple solid punches, he's in la la land.
He's got chin issues, and then part of that is he opens himself up because his last 2 fights he's fought with emotion with Dillashaw.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Fight Island's cool, but I don't know. I'm just ready for some sports, man. I want to see, even if there's no fans, I just want to watch it.
Yeah, for me, sitting at home watching the PGA Tour, the fact that there's no fans there makes no difference to me.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't make.
Yeah, I heard a interesting thing is like how much coverage will they actually have? You know, if the PGA Tour does come back that week, how much coverage will there actually be?
Ton.
If it's the only live sporting event going on,
but I'm saying like in terms of like camera work, you know, are they going to have? I don't know how many camera guys they usually have.
Technically, they'd be social distancing. They're in towers by themselves.
Yeah. So I don't know if they could get everybody back in time. You know, I don't know what because obviously I'm guessing this has to be approved by each state or something. But
well, I'm assuming they have that approval or they wouldn't have announced it.
Yeah.
That is an assumption on my part, but I don't think they've gone out and announced the schedule without having all those ducks in a row.
I don't want to harp on this, but I got to think we got to be close to getting back to normal. We're talking about a virus that has got a 2-week incubation period. And the flip side of the statistics of how many people died, 98% of the people globally have recovered from this. So I would think with it being 2 weeks, we're here in the U.S. almost over a month. I've been working from home for over a month now.
Yeah, I think we're technically on lockdown for 4 weeks. I think this is the 4th week of technical quarantine,
and the places that were the epicenter of this they're back to normal basically. And I know this because I have to deal with them and they're a pain, but I think there should be no delay. So I got to think we're close. We'll see.
Yeah.
By sanity, we got to get back to normal.
Yeah. What do we got next? I don't want to get on this virus topic.
Me either. Right before we started this, I saw a video on Twitter. Joe Kelly, the pitcher. Did you see it?
Dude, I was gonna bring that up.
How did you miss that net?
Dude, that net's got to be 15 by 15.
I thought it was a carport and he missed it.
So I saw that this afternoon and probably had the same reaction you guys did of, wow, what an idiot. And then, I don't know, an hour or so before I came over here again, I saw it again full screen on my iPad. He's throwing some sort of a training device. He's not throwing a ball.
Yeah, he was learning to throw a changeup, I guess,
so
is what
he's got
doing.
This thing with 2 flat sides. It almost looks like 2 hockey pucks taped together. And he's trying to use this training device. So to me, yes, he looks like a giant idiot. But
he's gonna be the first guy to get cut during quarantine.
During quarantine.
Yeah. So it's not a good look, but to his credit, he's throwing a training device. He's not throwing a baseball.
That net was huge.
That's my confusion is.
So here's the bigger question. Why not just move the net in front of the window? So if you miss, you just hit the siding of the house.
So that's what I was trying to figure out. Was it the camera angle? Because it looked like he was like lined up at the edge of the damn net instead of lined up in the middle of it.
Smash. And you hear his wife go, "Did you just break a window?" He's like, "Yeah." I did that. My wife would be chasing me around the yard right now.
Yeah, but you don't make like $24 million a year.
Adam's going to do that with his chipping net in his backyard. He's going to blade one through a sliding glass door.
Ask me if he can go over and chip in my yard. I haven't had a chance to use because the weather's been crap since we.
Yeah, dude, it was like this. When I sent you guys that text, great golf weather. It was snowing like crazy. The ground was covered. Then 5 minutes later, it was sunny and there was no snow to be seen.
Yeah, that's at least the one good thing about being quarantined and golf courses being closed. At least it's not 70 degrees and sunny outside
you're not
right
sitting
now.
Out there like, well, it could be the golf course. Did you build your chipping net yet?
I bought one PVC pipe, 2 less, so I got to go back to Home Depot tomorrow and get one more pipe.
Say that again. You did what?
You bought 1, 2 less. 2.
I should have bought an extra pipe and I didn't.
Okay.
Like a full length?
No, the short ones. I thought I grabbed 2, but I think I only grabbed 1.
What do you mean the short ones? You can cut them by a length.
No, remember I bought those 2-foot ones for the other pieces instead of buying a whole nother.
You should be able to make it
10-foot
just from
one.
those. They're just couplings.
Hey, don't worry about my Polish building.
I tried to solve your Polish building. I said, bring it over and I'll do it for you.
Well,
I couldn't put that thing together in 10 minutes with 3 lengths of pipe. 2 lengths.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
I don't know. You told me to buy two 10-footers and then buy 2 of the short ones for the add-in piece to connect the 45s.
We'll just buy one because you just big coupling. Oh my God. Just bring it over tomorrow. I'll do it for you.
Viewers at home are getting a glimpse into our real life here.
Holy shit.
My net came today, so.
Just hang up. Just tack that thing out right in front of your sliding glass door and hit it.
Yeah. Just hit balls into that.
It'll stop them.
So there's no sports, but I know what I'm doing this weekend.
Okay.
I know what you're doing this weekend. I know what you're doing this weekend. You're watching the Jordan documentary.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, Sunday night.
So again, that TV is on over your shoulder there. They just previewed. They had like a 5-minute preview on that about 10 minutes ago. That
This was supposed to happen in June. As soon as we went on lockdown, people were all over ESPN, which I read the other day. They actually have not finished filming it.
Oh, yeah.
It's been public for 2 years. They announced it around Christmas time. It was going to be in June. They haven't finished filming it. They're still doing some interviews from home, the guys who produced it. I cannot wait to watch this documentary.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for it.
Yeah. I think
Sunday 9:00 or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Is it a multi-part?
I think there's 6.
There's
okay.
2
6
episodes,
weeks of it.
right? There's 2 episodes.
I think it's 6. I think it's 6 weeks.
I think it's 2 episodes per 2 hour-long episodes per viewing.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah, I just saw the schedule was 6 straight weeks of it. Sunday night at 9:00.
And a couple other things I read. If you don't watch it, it'll be available the next day on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And then if the other one is, I don't know how they're getting away with this, but I also read that the unedited version, nothing bleeped out, is on ESPN2 at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know how they get away with that on ESPN2.
I better watch the ESPN2 one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think there's I've never been a huge NBA guy, but through my childhood, I kind of started paying attention to the tail end of Jordan's career into Kobe's career. I think there's a lot of people now that, have this debate of like LeBron versus Jordan. Most of them forget about Kobe, but kind of debate those 3. But I think there's a lot of people in their 20s that just don't realize how good Jordan was.
I 110% agree with that.
Yeah. And I don't even remember where I saw it. Like a week ago, there was this highlight video of Jordan. It might have been on YouTube or something. And the difference in defense that he dealt with versus what they deal with now is insane.
That's the go-to argument. Yeah.
They could practically punch you upside the head and not be a foul back then. I mean, I'll try to find this video and send it to you, Adam. It was like eye-opening, the stuff he had to deal with. Versus,
you look at Shaq and Barkley down low.
Yeah.
There's no getting through them.
Yep.
I think one thing that someone said, it might have been Jordan, about the whole debate thing about him, Kobe, and LeBron. And I don't think really hit people, or he made the comment until Kobe died, was let's not debate. Let's just appreciate it. It was 3 separate eras there.
Yes.
So,
for the record, I completely agree with that. Like, it doesn't really matter where you rank them. But at the same time, like I said, I think there's people nowadays that just don't realize how good he was.
They don't.
Because they've watched clips online and looked up some stats.
Buy his shoes.
But never actually watched him play.
I think it's cool to buy his shoes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a good documentary.
I can't wait for that.
And
Kobe always, when he was asked that multiple times, his simple answer was, "We should all be happy Allen Iverson wasn't 6'6".
Yes, that is 100%.
That's
true.
his answer every time to that question. Is he doesn't want to get into the debate, and that would have been a scary seeing Iverson.
I don't know, Kyle. You might not have seen this, but I'm guessing Russ may have. Did you guys see Gritty's TikTok video he made?
I don't watch TikTok. I refuse.
Well, I saw it on Twitter, but
you saw it on TikTok because you had the app.
Well, I didn't see it on TikTok.
Busted.
I do have the app.
No, I did not see that.
He was doing like trick shots with ping pong balls. Because I guess you guys have seen Marty Mush and his Mush Madness or whatever he's been doing.
I've watched a lot of Marty Mush, and I've watched a lot of unboxing with Alprez.
What's going on right now?
Yeah. So, what night 11 is he on?
10. I think. No, it'll be 11.
This is number 11. He took a couple nights off.
He had to. Someone had to come get those cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
He's got everything from samurai swords, cookies, to cake, to T-shirts, to an escort. So
that was
great. So Gritty made a video on that. So Marty Mush and Dana called him out, and Gritty responded. He says, "It only took me a half hour." It's pretty good. He's just sitting in a chair, and his freaking eyes are just moving all over the place.
All right, boys. I don't have anything else.
I think I'm good.
I'm pumped for. I'm actually really excited for. I'm excited and nervous at the same time for Thursday night. I want to make sure everything lines up and the stream goes well.
I'm nervous because I don't watch college football. So other than a couple of the big names, I'm hoping I've got stuff to add to this because I don't.
I can send you my spreadsheet. When I say I spent hours on the spreadsheet, I am not shitting you. I think I've got 5 hours into this thing.
I don't doubt that.
I think I got 5 hours in the spreadsheet. So
I'm usually pumped for the draft, but I'm having trouble getting up for the first round. I think, and obviously it's because the Bills don't have a first round pick, but
I think it'll be a good time.
It's just it doesn't have the actual draft doesn't have much excitement. I feel like Thursday night for me.
The other thing I'm pumped is like what the hell else are we going to watch and look forward to?
Well, yeah, I think I'm curious what the ratings are going to be on that because obviously it's something sports related that people can watch.
And again, we are way more entertained than Roger Goodell from our basement. So
yes, no doubt about that.
I was actually looking forward to watching it this year. Hopefully they just do it next year. Draft was supposed to be in Vegas at the Bellagio in the fountains.
Yeah.
They're going to like boat people out to the stage.
Oh my God.
And that's where they were going to like be. That's where the stage is going to be.
That's a bit, that's a bit excessive, but
hey, it's Vegas, baby.
If they had a real boat, it would have been cool. But if they had like some guy like, when they like announce the pick and they got to wait, and he's like rowing the boat out there. You got a canoe.
Yeah, just bring those guys, the gondola guys in.
Yeah.
Were they moving the draft to Vegas, or was that just like a one-time thing because the Raiders are moving there, kind of welcoming them?
I think they've been moving the draft around last year. They had it in Tennessee last year. It was like in the street.
Yeah, because it was Philly. I think it was Philly the year before them.
For a long time, wasn't always in New York City.
Yeah. I think Chicago had it. I don't know if they did it outside in New York City first. I know Chicago had it 1 year, and then Philly had it, and then
Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
New York City.
Yep.
They probably got sick of the Jets fans booing every time they had a pick. So
I'm excited for it.
Are we gonna do a little video maybe before then to give a little preview?
Yeah, I'm up. I'm in. You in? I'm in. You in? Okay.
I'm in. You and me.
Okay.
We'll do a little betting, little over-unders on positions.
All right.
How many drafted? I saw some interesting numbers. They seem really high to me.
Tight ends in the first round.
Ooh. I don't know if there's any tight ends out there.
There is. Yeah. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
All right.
See ya.